What if the greatest prison in the universe had no walls, but was space itself? The James Webb Telescope has just revealed something that shouldn't exist, a hidden pattern in the oldest galaxies ever observed, a pattern that defies the Big Bang, challenges the idea of chance, and points to a disturbing possibility. What if the entire universe isn't just expanding, but exists inside a black hole? This is not fiction. Astronomers are seriously discussing this hypothesis. And if it's true, then you're not looking at the cosmos. You're looking from inside something that has no way out. Pay attention, because what James Webb revealed may mean that the Big Bang was never the beginning. At first glance, this idea may seem absurd, worthy of a science fiction novel. But surprisingly, this possibility has been seriously discussed by renowned researchers. A group of scientists from Kansas State University, led by researcher Lior Shamir, analyzed 263 primitive galaxies observed by the James Webb Telescope in the so-called JADES field. What they found should not exist in a random universe. By studying the rotation of these galaxies, the researchers noticed a disturbing pattern. Approximately 2/3 of the galaxies rotate clockwise, while only 1/3 rotate counterclockwise. This type of imbalance is not expected. In a chaotic universe without a preferred direction, the rotation of galaxies should be evenly distributed. Taken in isolation, this discovery may not seem so impressive. However, when placed in a broader cosmological context, it becomes a serious problem for the standard model of the universe. The question becomes inevitable. Why do so many galaxies seem to follow the same direction of rotation? What could be influencing structures separated by billions of light years to rotate in a coordinated way? To explain this phenomenon, scientists consider two main hypotheses. The first is the most conservative. There is a possibility that this pattern is simply the result of an observational error. The so-called Doppler effect can cause galaxies moving towards us to appear brighter than those moving away, creating a statistical illusion. But there is a second explanation, and it is much more disturbing. This hypothesis states that the entire universe may be contained within a black hole. Not just an isolated region, not just a distant sector of the cosmos, but absolutely everything that exists. According to this idea, our universe would have formed inside a black hole belonging to a larger universe, a parent universe. This theory is related to the so-called Schwarzschild cosmology, which proposes that the interior of a black hole can give rise to a completely new space-time, with its own physical laws. In this scenario, each black hole could function as a kind of portal to a baby universe. What if the original black hole possessed rotation? That rotation would have been inherited by the universe that was born inside it. The study's leader, Lior Shamir himself, did not rule out this unorthodox interpretation. According to him, the simplest explanation for a universe exhibiting preferential rotation would be precisely that it was born inside a black hole that was already spinning. But this raises an immediate question. What about the Big Bang? Wasn't that the beginning of everything? To understand how these ideas can coexist, it is necessary to look more closely at what happens inside a black hole. The event horizon is defined as the boundary beyond which nothing can escape, not even light. However, in Schwarzschild's cosmology, this horizon can also be interpreted as the limit of the observable universe. This means that we could be living inside a gigantic cosmic prison without any possibility of observing what exists beyond. According to the traditional Big Bang model, all the matter and energy in the universe were concentrated in a single, extremely small and dense point, which expanded approximately 13.8 billion years ago, giving rise to space, time, and everything that exists. But this idea faces a fundamental problem. Infinite singularities do not appear to exist in nature. They work well in equations, but collapse when confronted with physical reality. This is precisely where the theory proposed by the Polish physicist Nikodem Popławski comes in. According to him, when matter falls into a black hole, it reaches a state of extremely high but still finite density. Instead of collapsing indefinitely, this matter undergoes a kind of recoil, like a spring compressed to the extreme. This recoil would give rise to a rapid expansion that, from an internal point of view, would manifest itself exactly like the Big Bang. In this scenario, the Big Bang would not be an initial explosion, but rather a gravitational backlash occurring within the event horizon of a black hole. And since black holes are always rotating, the axis of rotation of the parent black hole could have directly influenced the movement of the universe that was born inside it. This would explain why so many galaxies appear to rotate in the same direction. The rotation of space-time inherited from the original black hole would have imposed a preferred direction on the cosmos from its birth. This primordial twist could have prevented the formation of an infinite singularity and at the same time planted the seeds for the structure of the universe we observe today. But the implications of this idea go even further. If this theory is correct, then our universe is not all that exists. It would be just one among countless other universes, each born inside a different black hole. These universes would remain forever invisible to us. The event horizon acts as an absolute barrier to information. Nothing that happens inside it can be observed from the outside. From our point of view, everything ends at the surface of the black hole. But from an internal point of view, an entire universe can expand, evolve, and exist for billions of years. This brings us to the final question. Is our current understanding of space and time sufficient to explain the true origin of everything? Or will we need a new theory, capable of uniting relativity and quantum physics, to understand what truly exists beyond what we can observe? Perhaps the James Webb is only beginning to reveal clues to something much larger than we imagine. If this discovery is indeed pointing to an even deeper reality, subscribe now to Mysteries of the Universe and explore our playlist with the most impressive revelations from the James Webb. The next one could change everything.